Hey, it's Tony here at Smart Toyota. Today's vehicle video, this brand new 2022 Toyota RAV4 XSE Hybrid. Let's get started. So the XSE Hybrid, it's the top of the line in the RAV4 Hybrid Edition. Beyond this, they do have the plug-in, the RAV4 plug-in, but the XSE is the Sports Edition in the Hybrid, and primarily it's a solid white color, this one here, with the black accent. So let's take a look up front. For 2022, the headlight assembly is all new on the RAV4. It's just a new style. They have the same LED daytime running lights, LED daytime projector style headlights. The bezels inside the XSE edition, they're all gloss black to match the gloss black trim on the XSE. And then down on the lower bumper here, there's some LED accent lights. Those are not fog lights, surrounded by a gloss black trim there as well, bezels for that. The lower bumper is also gloss black, so a lot of gloss black trim on here. There's kind of a silver accent down here on the bottom as well. The grille itself is the slatted style grille with the gloss black. Blue badging for the Toyota badge on the Hybrid. Of course, we have dynamic radar cruise control behind that badge, and then up in the windshield are the other sensors like the rain sense, the pre-collision, pedestrian detection, road sign detection, all up behind the windshield there. Coming around to the side here, the over fenders, all gloss black alloy wheels, kind of a new style for 2022. More spokes to this particular style. The XSE also has blacked out lug nuts, four-wheel disc brakes, anti-lock brakes, traction control. This is a nice road tire, so more of a handling on the road tire. It's a 225 60 series, and that's an 18-inch tire there. The XSE also has a sport tune suspension, and those blue strut towers up front are standard on the XSE. The color on this one is Blizzard Pearl with the black accents. Gloss black exterior mirrors, LED indicators in the mirrors with the chrome trim, and the chrome actually goes up and over the windows as well. The roof on here is a midnight black metallic, so it has a kind of a blue metal flake in there. Black roof rail system, power sliding moonroof with the tilt feature, standard on the XSE edition. Color to match outside door handles, gloss black rocker panels, and those actually wrap over the door for added protection, and those can be removed quite easily. They are painted, which is unique on the XSE trim, so if you do get a scratch, you're going to have some paint work done. All-wheel drive badging down here on the lower rocker panel, and again a blackout badge package on this one. Then they tie that into the rear tail lights with the gloss black bezels on the rear tail lights. These are all LED lights as well. High mounted spoiler, shark fin antenna, LED third brake light, privacy glass on all the rear windows, rear defrost, rear washer wiper standard. By the way, this glass window does not open, it's a fixed position. And then there's some silver trim here, and this matches what we saw on the front lower bumper and also down here on the bottom of the rear lower bumper. Blacked out badging for Toyota with the blue, XSE and Hybrid all blacked out, RAV4, and your backup camera is going to be right up under here. We do have a power lift gate on the XSE trim. It does have a kick sensor, and it's also height adjustable. So if you have a low garage door, you can set it so it doesn't go up and hit the garage door. These are reflectors down here on the bottom of the bumper. There's that gray trim I talked about earlier. And then this does have, excuse me, this does have dual exhaust tips coming out the back. And this one has the added black exhaust tips on the back, which is an upcharge even on the XSE edition. We'll dive inside here in just a minute, but I want to swing around to the front, pop the hood, take a quick look at the engine on the XSE edition. Let me know in the comments if you like this color combination. It's been very popular. This one is spoken for. It's sold. Just came in the other day, and I think it's going out today, but I wanted to give you a video before it goes. So let's go ahead and pop that hood. So the XSE hybrid is comes standard with the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder gasoline engine here. This is a 16 valve engine. Produces 219 net horsepower between the gas and the electric system on here. The engine's connected to a CVT automatic transmission, produces 219 horsepower. And then the really great thing about the hybrid is combined fuel economy, city and highway, is going to be 40 miles per gallon. So pretty outstanding fuel economy and performance out of here. Interesting thing about this as well is it's an all-wheel drive, but primarily a front-wheel drive. The rear wheels on the RAV4 is actually powered by electric motors, so there's no drive shaft going to the back. The electric motors kick in when the system needs it. Otherwise, you're running around in a front-wheel drive getting better fuel economy. The engine and transmission on the gas engine and transmission have a 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty. And then Toyota also provides you with Toyota Care, so your oil changes, your fluid top-offs, and tire rotations covered for the first 2 years or 25,000 miles. And then as far as the hybrid warranties, there's 2 warranties. There's the mechanical warranty, which is 8 years, 100,000 miles. And then there's the battery warranty, which is 10-year, 150,000 miles. So 2 really great warranties on the hybrid system, and then a 560 on the gasoline and the transmission for this XSE. The vehicle itself has a 3-year, 36,000 mile limited warranty. Let's go ahead and dive inside and check out the interior. Sliding in here on the driver's door, we'll take a quick look at the door itself. So the XSE is black interior, so largely black, silver, and then blue. There's actually blue stitching on the door panels and on the dashboard. This is all padded with a Softex fabric. Feels really upscale, really nice system on there. We do have the silver door handles, some silver trim here. One touch up and down on all 4 windows, power door locks, power mirrors. Also interesting, the back side of these door handles, they're actually rubber coated, so they're slip resistant. And we'll see that inside on the sound system on the volume bars and such, or knobs. Bottle holders down here, speakers in the doors as well. The XSE edition has the stitching up here on the dash. This is actually fabric up here. It looks really nice. It feels very high quality. 4 vents across the front with the silver trim. There's a storage cubby down here. See if I can throw some light on down there so you can see that. There we go. Variety of switches down here. Dimmer switch for the dash lights. Automatic high beams. Electronic front end window de-icer. Heated steering wheel. And the power liftgate controls are all right down there. Gas doors here, hood releases here, dead pedal, brake, and gas where you'd expect them. And we do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. As far as the seating goes, so we've got a full power driver's seat with power recliner, 2-way power lumbar support. These are going to be a Softex fabric seat with the blue stitching and the blue stripe pattern in the center. So this is cloth, and this is kind of a vinyl Softex, they call it. It's actually pretty darn durable. Height adjustable headrest, again more of that blue stitching. Height adjustable seat belts are standard, and a very comfortable seat. As I mentioned, they are also heated seats. So let's go ahead and sit in and check out the interior. Here behind the wheel of the RAV4, there is a lot of space up front, plenty of leg room, knee room, headroom. Of course, this one has that power sliding moonroof, which does take a little bit of headroom away, but I think for the average person, it's not a big deal. As far as leg room up front, I've got the driver's seat all the way back. I wanted to show you the leg room, so I can just touch the gas pedal. I definitely wouldn't want to drive it this way, so if you're a taller person, I think you're going to be just fine behind the wheel with the seat all the way back. In fact, I'm going to move it up a little bit so I can show you some of the great stuff up front. Steering wheel on the XSE edition is leather wrapped. This is also a heated steering wheel. course, the driver's side airbag, fingertip controls over here for your Bluetooth connectivity, information center. So we've got a 7-inch information center up there that we can take a look at in just a minute. Over on this side, we've got controls for our cruise control, dynamic radar cruise control, lane tracing on and off, or lane departure on and off, sound system controls. Controls over here for our washer wiper, both front and rear, with intermittent settings on those. Over on this side, we've got our headlight controls on and off, and we also have automatic headlights, so they turn on and off by themselves. Also, I mentioned earlier, automatic high beams on the Toyotas for 2022. Take a look at our gauge cluster. This is unique for the XSE edition. On the left-hand side is our hybrid charging system, so we can monitor that. Down the center is like a small computer screen. Of course, you can see it has the speedometer in there, but there's also a fuel computer, outside temperature, and then you can use these controls right here to toggle through some of the other settings on here. So your radar, cruise control, your audio settings, fuel computer, and then your safety settings are all right in there as well. So really easy to read, very colorful, that's for sure. Digital clock in there. We've got a gas gauge and our temperature gauge and our trip reset down here as well. So really easy to read, really well lit. As we move over to the center stack, we've got a 9-inch tablet style center stack here. You can see I've got it set up on the energy monitoring system as far as the hybrid system goes. If I tap the gas, you'll see the engine will come on there, and so you can monitor that. As far as audio settings go, we've got AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio, Bluetooth connectivity. You can plug your phone in for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa compatibility. Pretty darn easy to use. With the Sirius satellite radio, you do get 3 months of the Platinum subscription, and then after that you'd need to subscribe. The dashboard over here is padded. There's some silver trim up here and more of that blue stitching. Also, there's a nice package shelf or storage shelf right there. We'll head back over to the heating and air conditioning system. So before I do that, I did want to show you the backup camera. So we'll throw it in reverse. Here's your backup camera. There is path projection, and also there's different perspectives that you can set up. You can change the grid lines to whatever you prefer, so you can personalize it to your own liking. As far as the heating and air conditioning system, we do have automatic temperature control, settings for driver and passenger settings. We can sync that up so they're exactly the same. These knobs have rubber on the back of them, similar to what we found when I was showing you the door handles, so it is really easy. They're big knobs, easy to find. I like that a lot about them. Same thing up here on the volume button and the tuner button there. Of course, you can always adjust the sound system here on the steering wheel as well. Push button starts down here. Then as we go down further, we've got our traction control on and off, heated seat controls, 2 temperatures. Down below, we've got a 12 volt. We've got a USB. This is just the storage area. There's no wireless charging on the RAV4 for 2022. Hopefully 23 they add that. Take a look at our center console here. We've got our automatic transmission. This is leather wrap, a little bit of silver trim up and down and around this area. We've got our parking brake, our brake hold, trail mode for going off-road. We've got our transmission, so we've got our Eco, which lights up in green. I don't know if you can see that. It also shows it in green up here for Eco. And then, let's see, normal is going to be white. And then if I switch it over to Sport, you can see that all turns to red. This knob is also illuminated in red, although you might not be able to see it in the daylight. And then we do have our EV mode here. EV mode is for very slow driving, like in a parking ramp or backing out of your driveway. It's not for highway driving. Then there's a center place here for your cup holders. This is pretty deep here, and there's also these tension springs that prevent your cups from tipping over in there. Of course, you do get 2 of these remote keyless fobs. They read RAV4 on the back. And now my seat's warming up, so I'm going to turn those off. Take a look at the center console. This is a padded armrest. I'm kind of surprised they didn't run the blue stitching here as well, that they have in the seats. I think that would have been a nice touch. Underneath, there's a reasonable amount of storage down here, and then there's 2 USB-C charging ports there, and those are backlit, kind of in a blue. Let me turn that light off. A pale blue, so you'll be able to see them at night, and they also feed out through this little channel right here, so you can run your cords in and out of there without having the armrest open. Here's a quick look at our passenger side seat. Same features we saw on the driver's side, but we do have a passenger assist grip. I did show you that power sliding moonroof. That does have a sliding visor on it here that you can open and close. The visors themselves up front, lighted visors with vanity mirrors, visors with extensions on both sides. Oh, I wanted to show you the glove box. This glove box does have a key lock on it, so you can lock it up, and it's a nice size glove box. And of course you also get your owner's manuals and books inside there. Take a look overhead. There's a variety of switches up here. So overhead lighting, power moonroof controls, open, tilt. Here's your safety connect for roadside assistance. There's a place up here to tuck your sunglasses. And then the rear view mirror on the XSE is a frameless rear view mirror. So really nice, clear, easy to see. And then underneath there's Home Link. So you can set up 3 garage door openers, and this turns on and off the automatic dimming feature for the mirror. So a lot of great comfort and convenience features up front on the XSE. Let's go ahead and jump in the back seat and check that out. Moving into the back seat, the doors on the rear doors have the same features we saw up front. These windows do have our privacy glass, so they're tinted. More of that blue stitching and all the silver features we saw up front with bottle holders and speakers in the doors. Of course, the back seat fabrics are the same as we saw up front with the blue stripes, and this is that soft tech fabric, vinyl if you will. One of the things I wanted to show you before I sit inside here is these back seats actually recline. You can see this one's sitting more straight up than that one, and you do that by just tugging on this little handle right here, and you can actually bring it back a little bit. So if you got a long trip and your passengers want to kick back and relax, they can do that. Height adjustable headrest in the back as well. These seats of course fold down for cargo room really easily. Notice I didn't have to take that seat forward. It works just fine without doing that. There's tethers on the backs of these seats. Of course, you can fold down that other 60% as well. And then built into the seat here is an armrest with, of course, dual cup holders on there. What I don't like about this armrest is it doesn't rest on the seat, and sometimes when they're up like this, if people go to get out and they push down on this, they can snap it. So be careful with that. It's not really fragile, but if you're a big person, you're putting all your weight on it, that could be a problem. And I also don't recommend letting kids sit up here with the seatbelt on. Make sure they're sitting down where they should be. There are passenger assist grips, coat hooks back here, side airbags in the back seats. There's a pocket only on the back of this seat. There's nothing over here. There are 2 vents down here, and then there's 2 more places to plug in, and those are backlit as well. Those are kind of a pale blue. Hopefully you can see that in the video, so you can see them at night quite easily. And then finally, I did want to give you a quick look up front. While sitting in the back seat, there's plenty of legroom, headroom. Visibility is pretty good. These headrests are kind of sizable, so that the visibility when you're looking straight at the back of that, not so great, but definitely can see out the side windows quite well. So passengers should be comfortable. I would say 2, maybe 3 adults, 3 small kids, no problem. Let's jump in the back. Moving into the back seat, the doors on the rear doors have the same features we saw up front. These windows do have our privacy glass, so they're tinted. More of that blue stitching and all the silver features we saw up front with bottle holders and speakers in the doors. Of course, the back seat fabrics are the same as we saw up front with the blue stripes, and this is that soft tech fabric, vinyl if you will. One of the things I wanted to show you before I sit inside here is these back seats actually recline. You can see this one's sitting more straight up than that one, And you do that by just tugging on this little handle right here, and you can actually bring it back a little bit. So if you got a long trip and your passengers want to kick back and relax, they can do that. Height adjustable headrest in the back as well. These seats, of course, fold down for cargo room really easily. Notice I didn't have to take that seat forward. It works just fine without doing that. There's tethers on the backs of these seats. Of course, you can fold down that other 60% as well. And then built into the seat here is an armrest with, of course, dual cup holders on there. What I don't like about this armrest is it doesn't rest on the seat, and sometimes when they're up like this, if people go to get out and they push down on this, they can snap it. So be careful with that. It's not really fragile, but if you're a big person, you're putting all your weight on it, that could be a problem. And I also don't recommend letting kids sit up here with the seatbelt on. Make sure they're sitting down where they should be. There are passenger assist grips, coat hooks back here, side airbags in the back seats. There's a pocket only on the back of this seat. There's nothing over here. There are 2 vents down here, and then there's 2 more places to plug in, and those are backlit as well. Those are kind of a pale blue. Hopefully you can see that in the video, so you can see them at night quite easily. And then finally, I did want to give you a quick look up front. While sitting in the back seat, there's plenty of legroom, headroom, visibility is pretty good. These headrests are kind of sizable, so that the visibility when you're looking straight at the back of that, not so great, but definitely can see out the side windows quite well. So passengers should be comfortable. I would say 2, maybe 3 adults, 3 small kids, no problem. Let's jump in the back. So the XSE does have a power lift gate, and it goes up quite high, but you can program that to different heights. So if you have a low garage door, you can program it so it doesn't hit the roof of your garage. The opening on this is quite large, really unobstructed. There is a push button up here to close the tailgate. There's also some assist grips there as well. There's no speakers in the tailgate, and I think that would be a great add-on, especially if you're doing some tailgating and you want to crank it up. That would be awesome. The XSE edition does come standard with the retractable cargo cover. Goes in like that. It's also removable. It's just friction fit. You just pull it out, push it, pull it out like that, and then it can go right in there. It does actually stow underneath the floor if you want to. There's a place to put it there. I'm just going to set it aside here. The floor is super flat and low, and you can see with those seats down, there's a ton of cargo room, plenty of room. I think you could throw a single air mattress back there if you wanted to do an overnight camping trip. There are some cargo lights back here, 12-volt outlet, little storage cubby, tie-down hooks in all 4 corners, and you can also put a cargo net across the back of the tailgate as well. As far as the floor goes, this does open up, and then underneath there is the temporary spare tire. There's room underneath here for jumper cables and emergency equipment. And then I want to show you that this flips over, so it's reversible, and you can tug this out of here. If I pull that out with one hand, now bear in mind I have one hand I'm doing this with, super lightweight, no problem. And then you can bring it up, drop it back in, and then it actually goes down lower, so it gives you a little bit more cargo room. So you pick up another 2 to 3 inches. Plus, if you have something dirty like maybe potting soil, you can put it on there. It's easier to clean that off, and it doesn't get the carpeting stained. So that's kind of a little hidden secret on the RAV4 for 2022. So that's the XSE RAV4 Hybrid for 2022. Hey, if you like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, also check for a link in the comments to the dealership's website and inventory. Hope you enjoyed the video.